Cuomo is literally the Democrats' version of Trump. Off the jump, Andrew Cuomo faces impeachment call as President Biden urges him to quit. This is from an article from the Wall Street Journal published by Jimmy Valkind. I'll put that up on the screen. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong again, but this report came out about Andrew Cuomo. You know, a lot of people don't already like him now, I guess, unless you're a really diehard liberal fan. I love how, kind of just a side note, I love how people are fans of Democrats and conservative, kind of like people are fans for the Red Sox and the Yankees. And people that love the Red Sox hate the Yankees. Like people that love the liberals hate the conservatives. It's just funny to think about. But this report came out about Cuomo, detailed numerous instances of sexual harassment. And it was a 165-page report. That is a book. There's a book about this guy. They literally wrote a book about this guy's sexual harassment. It'd probably be a pretty interesting book to read. It'd probably realize how much of a scum this guy is. Again, allegedly. Now but lawmakers' consensus that quote unquote Mr. Cuomo was no longer fit to stay in office. Many Democrats have lost confidence in Cuomo. There are more than 50 Republicans and Democratic senators saying that he should resign. That's tough. That is tough. And it's about a 30-day process to impeach him. So if he doesn't resign, this could be dragged out for another month, or maybe he'll just still stay in power. I don't really see him staying in power after this, after the sexual harassment thing, on top of the nursing home scandal, which we will get into the interpretations. But this report includes allegations from 11 different women saying he made inappropriate comments, made them uncomfortable by hugging, touching, and kissing in work settings. Man, if any of that is true in a grain of salt, that is just scumbaggery. That is just bad. And we're only talking about 11 women here. It could be more. Again, if you're one of these people, we'll get into that in the interpretations. Never mind. Cuomo, the report even said that Cuomo retaliated against one woman who publicly accused him. That makes you show that if you retaliate against somebody, usually means that you're guilty, because I'm not gonna jump to conclusions. We'll get to the interpretations in a second. But the report said that he violated state and federal laws, state and federal sexual harassment laws. So, may have committed a crime, allegedly. Prosecutors in Albany County are opening a criminal investigation against him now. Very interesting. And of course, Cuomo denies all allegations. So, it's allegedly. These are all just allegations. So, and then just a little cherry on the bottom of the article, maybe a cherry on top of the article. There's also an investigation of how he handled the pandemic in nursing homes. I mean, I think this investigation should have already been going on for like months and months and months. Like this is like a year old. And just on top of that, also investigating his COVID memoir that he might have used government resources to do, that he's making around $5 million off of. It's a great time to be a politician and write a book. I want to be a best-selling author. Maybe the best way would be to be a terrible governor. All right, so now time the interpretations, the analysis. So maybe Cuomo deserves to be impeached. Maybe you believe that he doesn't deserve to be impeached, but he shouldn't be in power anymore. Maybe you believe that Cuomo should just resign before he gets impeached. Maybe you believe that he has done nothing wrong and that he should stand firm in his ground. Maybe you believe that Cuomo did many things wrong. Maybe you believe that he did a couple things wrong. Maybe you believe that he is clean and he's trying to be framed and people are just out to get him. I want to be honest. I try not to share my opinion on this, but I think he's wrong. I think he's done a lot of things wrong, the sexual harassment and the nursing home things. Which one is worse? Again, that's up to your judgment. They're both pretty bad. Another interpretation is that Cuomo is a bad governor, or maybe you believe that he's a good governor. Maybe you believe that he is neutral. Another interpretation, another analysis, maybe you believe that Cuomo is a corrupt politician. Maybe you believe that he is not a corrupt politician. Again, the way you view this guy is going to view how you view these sexual harassment charges, the way that you view the whole nursing home scandal. So it's important to understand all of the things that you believe about this person, because that's the baggage you're taking in when you're viewing them about one situation, because you take all of these facts into account, usually unconsciously. We're trying to get that into the conscious realm. Another interpretation, this one I really like, is that Cuomo is literally the Democrats' version of Trump. Maybe you believe that he's not, but one thing that makes me that is that during the pandemic last year, 2020, he was kind of propped up as the anti-Trump, that he was everything that Trump wasn't. But then when it comes out, he's kind of exactly like him with the corruption and the sexual harassment and making poor decisions and then covering up and retaliating against whistleblowers and all this stuff. And he's kind of the Democratic version of Trump, or maybe you believe that he's not. But again, it's interesting to think about now from both perspectives that conservatives probably wouldn't think that, because conservatives would think that Trump is better than Cuomo, that they're not equal. And then liberals would be like, wow, you can't even put them in the same boat because Trump is just way worse. So very interesting, people root for their different teams, the red and the blue, and this is all just so crazy. Another interpretation, a very fundamental one. You either believe that these allegations are true, you either believe that Cuomo sexually harassed these women, or you believe that he didn't. And if you believe either of these things, probably no evidence or anything is going to change your mind about these issues. Kind of just how it is. Another interpretation. This is a bad one. Or not even a bad one. It's just tough. I'm kind of tearing up just thinking about this. Cuomo handled the nursing home situation in a terrible way and then covered it up knowing he handled it in a terrible way and lied about the numbers. Or you believe that he did the best that he could and he really made decisions thinking about saving lives. Again, this is very nuanced, and we're not going to know until, again, another 165 to 300 page report comes out that nobody ends up reading, and then we take the paper's write-up of it, summary of it as a fact. And then lastly, another interpretation, the nursing home scandal is way worse than the sexual harassment scandal, or maybe it's not, or maybe they're equally as bad, or maybe neither of them is bad. I think both of them are pretty bad, but let me know what you think. What about Cuomo? Give me some juice. Give me some juice. Any questions you have about this, any interpretations, anything that you think, should he have made $5 million off of that book deal? Do you think that the whole nursing home thing was right or wrong? The sexual harassment, definitely wrong. Maybe you don't believe the accusers. 11, it's kind of a lot. Maybe they all have similar stories. He kind of also just gives me the vibe of kind of like, kind of like an evil villain type guy, rich, elite. But let me know what you think. I'm very open-minded. I'm open to all these interpretations.